Quiet, hey, and quiet for stall. Good evening, welcome to the City of Shelbyville and City Council regular scheduled meeting. It's December the 12th. It's about 6 p.m., so we want to get started. The call to order by the police officer. We'll ask him to do that, please.
All right. The December 2024 meeting of the Shelbyville City Council is about to commence. Please silence all cell phones and noise-making devices. We ask that you remain standing for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. At the conclusion of tonight's meeting, this building will be closed and returned to a secure facility. We ask that if you have any business to conduct following this meeting, to do so within 5 minutes and depart the building forthwith.
Thank you. We'll ask our circuit court judge, Judge Burke, to give our invocation.
Thank you very much. Let us pray. Father God, we thank you for this time for us to gather here as leaders in this community, God. God, I pray a special blessing over each one here tonight. God, I pray that you give them wisdom, give them discernment in all that they do for this city. God, I thank you for the service of each outgoing member of this body. God, I thank you for their contributions to our city. Lord, we love you and we praise you and we thank you for all the blessings that you give. For it's in your son's name we pray.
Amen. Would you join me in the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Thank you, everyone, for coming. If I didn't welcome you, we'll ask our city recorder, Ms. Smith, if she would do a roll call.
Councilmember Christie.
Here.
Councilmember Ewing. Present. Councilmember Feldhouse.
Here.
Councilmember Hale.
Here.
Councilmember Isaacs. Councilmember Turnbow.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you do have a quorum, 5 members present.
All right. I'll ask at this time for a motion to adopt the agenda. Everyone has gotten a copy of that. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Okay. Can I have a second? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? All right. Public comments. Lisa, do we have any?
Yes, sir, we do. One public comment tonight. Excuse me, Patrick Smith. You want to come up and comment? I think you've done this before, so you know.
One time, so I'm still not that great at this. So.
Well, you have 3 minutes from the time that
Yeah.
from the time you start speaking, that's when the clock will start.
Am I able to point at that screen, or do I have to be at the podium at all time?
I mean, as long as they can hear you, you can move around.
Okay, I did it. There you go.
Oh.
Still pointing at anybody's eyes. Okay. Okay. Be careful over there. Okay. Again, my name is Patrick Schmitz. I live at 908 Whithorn Street. I have lived at the property for about 2 years now and have had ongoing disagreements with a developer who keeps on wanting to continue with development of the land. The first developer that was right next to my property, this house right here, the developer that built these townhomes, there was flooding during the time that they were building them when they're doing the elevation. So all the water went into my property. Luckily, it did not go in my house. I also had an arrangement with them, as you'll see on previous council meetings, to create a privacy barrier between my house and their development. And again, a person's word means nothing in this town, I guess, if that developer can, after the fact, not build any privacy fence, when it was very clearly mentioned in the notes that they would help me on that. The security of my house and the safety means a lot to me. I put all my savings into my house, and every little penny I have is in my house. I just live with my dog, and I see that the intersection of Blue Ribbon and Withorn, it's a busy intersection, and it'll only become a lot more busier is if we allow the new rental development. And I also might have to say is this is my house. I'm a single family house. From there, if we're going down the street, these are rentals. And then they're proposing another 30 to 40 rentals. So it'll be rental. So basically this whole street will be a developer besides myself as a homeowner. And I don't understand what guidelines are meant and how that can happen, because I don't know how one house can be just singled out and say, hey, it's okay for developers to go in the street when you have one house that's going to be the only single family house on the area. And with the developer, not only is it just going to be rentals, it's also be potentially Airbnbs, which is really no different than a hotel, especially at the time during the horse show and stuff. It's basically be a hotel room that people go and visit to stay for a night or two. Is that my time?
Yes, sir.
I just want, just another 10 seconds, is if you guys can just discuss the word on, I would love to know what the definition is, because I don't know if that's the same as near or close to, because I don't know if I'm going over the speed limit, if that's too much, if I'm going 5 over, or if I'm below 0.09 and it goes over, because at times you gotta have definitions. And to me, the word on should mean something, this definition. And sorry, I don't have much more time, but you'll understand what the word on will mean later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all we have for speakers tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, this time I'll ask the city manager to give his report, Mr. Scott Collins.
Thank you, Mayor. I've handed out a copy of the 2023 strategic plan to each of the council members. And of course, the mayor, what we're hoping to do is start working in what we're hoping to do is start working on the 2025 strategic plan. Staff and department leaders will come together in March with hopes, or excuse me, in February with hopes that the mayor and city council will have those in late March. Also, there's a great training opportunity coming up through the Municipal Technical Advisory Service. It's an elected officials academy, and it's always a great resource, as y'all know about MTAS. But I found out through the years, even though I'm not an elected official, of course, but during my tenure as an elected official, I would take it, and throughout the years, I've had a refresher. It sometimes helps. And the last thing I just want to briefly mention on is the wonderful Christmas event that was held on our historic Shelbyville Square. I mean, it was absolutely phenomenal. And all the teamwork that went into place, starting from our city folks who worked so hard to decorate City Hall, then across the board for the event itself was just absolutely phenomenal. And just want to thank everybody that was involved, because it was truly a special night to celebrate our safety. That's all I have at this time, Mayor.
Thank you, Scott. And at this time, y'all forgive my voice, I'm sorry. The mayor and city council would like to recognize at this time the winners of the first annual Downtown Merchants Holiday Window Decorating Contest. We had a total of 11 merchants to enter and were judged in 6 areas: creativity, originality, execution, workmanship, general presentation, and use of lights. We would like to extend a huge thank you to all that participated in this contest and very much look forward to growing and adding this in the years to come. We sincerely hope this friendly competition has brought enjoyment and fun to all. The scores for each merchant window have been tallied to reach an overall score for each participant. We will now proceed with announcing the winners. I'm going to come around, and as we announce your name, if you would step forward, Stacy, our HR person, will give us the awards for us to give to you. All right, Ms. Lisa.
All right, in third place with a total average score of 47.25 is Glass Hollow Table and Tavern.
You reading it?
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You get it? Thank you.
Okay. And in second place with a total average score of 48.75 is J. Jordan Boutique.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, the first place winner for the 2024 Downtown Merchants Holiday Window Decorating Contest with a total score of 50 is Stan and Riley.
Oh.
And I understand they are dogs. They're not your name.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it this way. Is that good? Got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate everybody participating. Stacy. A lot of fun.
We thank everybody for their hard work, vision, and creativity that you shared with the community. And we hope everybody will participate next year and it'll be an even bigger event.
So, all right, the next item on our agenda, the approval of minutes, regular study session of November the 7th, 2024. We have a motion to approve that.
I'll make the motion.
Get a second, okay? All in favor, say aye. All right, the next item is a regular city council meeting of November the 14th, 2024, the approval of those minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, I want to close the meeting and open it for public hearings. And our public hearing, the very first one is an ordinance. And my voice is a mess. An ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of the southwest portion of a split zone property, approximately 0.43 acre plus or minus, owned by John K. Harrison, located at the intersection of Decatur Street and Midland Road, shown on Exhibit A and B survey below from residential R2, medium density residential district, to residential R4, high density residential district, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith. This item received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission. Do we have any speakers for or against this ordinance? Thank you. Okay, if not, we'll move to the second ordinance, an ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee, to approve the rezoning of all portions of approximately 10.36 plus or minus acres owned by Richard M. and Kristen B. Wilhelm, located west of 231 North and south of Harts Chapel Road. Further referenced in Bedford County tax records as map 59, parcel 101, and attached as Exhibit A from residential R1 low-density residential to commercial C2 general business, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith. Any speakers for or against that ordinance? Okay. Next is a resolution by the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to de-annex approximately 6.04 plus or minus acres of certain territory upon written consent of the owner and to unincorporate the same within the boundaries of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee. The property is located on Warner Bridge Road, referenced in Bedford County records as tax map 88 and parcel 5, and owned by Terra Peak Webb. Any speakers for or against that? All right, the next resolution is a resolution by the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to de-annex approximately 7.43 plus or minus acres of certain territory upon written consent of the owners and to unincorporate the same within the boundaries of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee. The property is located on Warner Bridge Road, referenced in Bedford County records as tax map 88, parcel 4.02, and owned by William F. and Meredith Hazel Butler. Any speakers for or against that? Okay, if not, at this time I'll close the public hearing and reopen our regular meeting. And at this point, I will ask most graciously consideration of a motion to allow our city attorney to read captions only on ordinances and resolutions. Do I have a motion for that?
Go with her.
Do I have a second? All in favor say aye. Thank you. Ms. Ginger, if you would, please.
Thank you, Mayor. Your first ordinance on second reading is an ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of the southwest portion of a split zone property approximately plus or minus 0.43 acre owned by John K. Harrison, located at the intersection of Decatur Street and Midland Road, shown in Exhibit A and the B survey below from Residential 2, which is medium density residential district, to Residential 4, the high density residential district, and repealing any ordinance or portion of an ordinance in conflict therewith.
Okay. And this item received a favorable recommendation of the Planning Commission. This is old business. Do I have a motion to approve that rezoning?
Second.
Do I have a second? Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Change it.
Your second ordinance on second reading is an ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of all portions of approximately 10.36 plus or minus acres owned by Richard M. and Kristen B. Wilhelm, located west of 231 North and south of Harts Chapel Road, further referenced in Bedford County tax records as tax map 59 parcel 101 and attached as Exhibit A from Residential 1, the low density residential district, to Commercial 2, the general business district, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith.
All right, do I have a motion for that rezoning?
So moved.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion on that? Let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Resolutions, please, Ted.
Okay, this is a resolution actually on second reading. A resolution by the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to de-annex approximately 6.04 plus or minus acres of certain territory upon written consent of the owner and to unincorporate the same within the boundaries of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee. The property is located on Warner Bridge Road, referenced in Bedford County records as tax map 88, parcel 5, and owned by Terra Peak Webb.
Okay, do I have a motion to, for that resolution to de-annex that property?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? Okay, did we do a roll call on that, Lisa?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please.
Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ginger?
And this was a second resolution on second reading. A resolution by the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to de-annex approximately 7.43 plus or minus acres of certain territory upon written consent of the owners and to unincorporate the state boundaries of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee. The property is located on Warner Bridge Road, referenced in Bedford County records as tax map 88, parcel 4.02, and owned by William F. and Meredith Hazel Butler.
Okay, do I have a motion for that resolution to de-annex? Motion. Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. All right, any discussion on that? Okay, if not, roll call vote, please, Lisa.
Councilmember Hale,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, business items. We want to acknowledge receipt and certification of the November 5th municipal election report as certified by the Bedford County Election Commission. All those in favor to receive that and certify it, can I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll do my final second.
Thank you, Mr. Stan. All in favor, say aye. Okay, any opposed? All right. At this time, Mr. Hale, if you would come forward, please. Just let me come around next. We'll stand right here if that's all right with you, Mr. Hale. Get over here on the other side. What a privilege it has been. I only served 2 years as mayor with you, but I know you've served 4 years faithfully as a public servant, as the representative from Ward 3. And all of the work that you've done, we've got the MTSU project going along. Duxon, we've just got that approved. The downtown revitalization that we had in Shelbyville, all of the things that you've been a part of as you've been a member of the City Council of Shelbyville, Tennessee. I want you to let you know how grateful we are that you've served, and we appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
You want to say?
I was honored to serve the city of Shelbyville, and I am a talker, so I will not talk.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes.
You can sing.
I'm out of here.
Okay, Lisa, did you have,
I have one for Stephanie also, these are but she's not here tonight, so we'll give her speak.
we do want to thank Ms. Isaacs. She served as 4 years as Ward 5 representative for the city council. She's not feeling well tonight, and so she's not with us. But we do want to acknowledge Stephanie and all of these projects that we've talked about. Ms. Isaacs has been on this council and voted and done the job that needed to be done. So we want to thank her and appreciate her service to the city of Shelbyville. At this time, if I have no disagreement, we're going to adjourn this part of the meeting. Okay? Now, we will ask Judge Wyatt Burke, our Circuit Court Judge, to come forward, please.
Just a moment to get road too.
Gotta get that robe on.
If you'll come right up here, Judge, watch the cords, because We wouldn't want you to fall. That would be a whole different kind of ceremony. But if you'll stand right here, and I'll stand behind you, and we can sign everything once we've sworn them in, okay?
Very well, very well.
Ready whenever you are.
Well, I always appreciate the opportunity to do this. This is always a joy as your judge to do this. But I do want to read something before we get started. I've read, actually last night, it's a quote by Teddy Roosevelt, who is a favorite president of mine. And he says this. It says, the first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his weight. So as we take these oaths of office, I thank you guys, all of you, ladies and gentlemen, for pulling your weight, serving in this capacity. So as we take these oaths of office, which are very, very important, but it shows a commitment to pull your weight for the greater good. So I'll now call Mr. Feldhouse. We'll start with him.
Mr. Henry Feldhouse, our Ward 1 councilman, re-elected.
I was going to say, I think this is about the 5th time I've sworn him in.
Right, I know.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Henry Feldhouse,
I, Henry Feldhouse,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold
that I will uphold
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
and obey all statutory laws
and obey all statutory laws
of the State of Tennessee,
of the State of Tennessee,
that I will in all respects
and that I will in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the Charter and the ordinances
of the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Shelbyville.
of the City of Shelbyville.
I will represent the citizens
I will represent the citizens
of the City of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the citizens of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
fairly,
fairly,
honestly,
honestly,
and equally,
and equally,
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
in the discharge of the duties
in the discharge of the duties
of the position of council member.
of the position of councilman.
I further solemnly swear or affirm
I further solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
serve
serve
in my office as council member
in my office as council member
of the City of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
in the office of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
without prejudice,
without prejudice,
partiality,
partiality,
or favor,
or favor,
and that I shall serve
and I shall serve
in my office
in my office
as city council member
as city council member
in accordance with the strict requirements
in accordance with the strict requirements
of the Charter
of the Charter
of the City of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the Charter of City of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
during my term in office.
during my term in office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
If you want to know the secretary at the podium, and we'll sign his stuff, it's the first one. We're going to just go to the podium that way. It'd be easier to the phone. Thank you, sir.
All right, Ms. Noel. Good evening.
Hey, how are you?
If you'll please raise your right hand. I, Betsy Noel,
I, Betsy Noel,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold
that I will uphold
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
and obey all statutory laws
and obey all statutory laws
of the State of Tennessee,
of the State of Tennessee,
that I will in all respects
that I, in all respects,
observe the provisions
observe the provisions
of the charter and the ordinances
of the charter and ordinances
of the city of Shelbyville.
of the city of Shelbyville.
I will represent the citizens
I will represent the citizens
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
fairly,
fairly,
honestly,
honestly,
and equally,
and equally,
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
in the discharge of the duties
in the discharge of the duties
of the position of city council member.
in the position of city council member.
I further solemnly swear or affirm
Further solemnly swear and affirm
that I will serve faithfully
that I will serve faithfully
in my office as council member
in my office as council member
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
in the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
without prejudice,
without prejudice,
partiality,
partiality,
or favor,
or favor,
and that I shall serve
and that I shall serve
in my office as city council member
in my office as city council member
in accordance with the strict requirements
in accordance with the strict requirements
of the charter
of the charter
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
during my term in office.
during my term in office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I can assure you, this oath is longer than mine.
Well, once you get it signed, we'll get you seated.
Thank you.
You. You want to come on around and thank you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Blevins, you got a leg up. You got to hear that twice, right?
Still don't have it memorized.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I, Josh Blevins,
I, Josh Blevins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will uphold
that I will uphold
the Constitution of the United States of America,
the Constitution of the United States of
the
America,
Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
the Constitution of the State of Tennessee,
and obey all statutory laws
and obey all statutory laws
of the State of Tennessee,
of the State of Tennessee,
that I, in all respects,
that I, in all respects,
will observe the provisions
will observe the provisions
of the charter and the ordinances
of the charter and the ordinances
of the city of Shelbyville.
of the city of Shelbyville.
I will represent the citizens
I will represent the citizens
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
fairly,
fairly,
honestly,
honestly,
and equally,
and equally,
to the best of my skill and ability,
to the best of my skill and ability,
in the discharge of the duties
in the discharge of the duties
of the position of council member.
of the position of council member.
I further solemnly swear or affirm
I further solemnly swear or affirm
that I will serve faithfully
that I will serve faithfully
in my office as council member
in my office as council member
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
without prejudice,
without prejudice,
partiality,
partiality,
or favor,
or favor,
and that I shall serve
and that I shall serve
in my office as council member
in my office as council member
in accordance with the strict requirements
in accordance with the strict requirements
of the charter
of the charter
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee,
during my term in office.
during my term in office.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I told him if you see the pictures or not.
Yeah. Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge, so much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. You can have a seat. Please, the mayor's way. Thank you.
Come on over, Joshua.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Burke, and congratulations to all members. At this time, I'm gonna open another session. This is about 6:34. And this will be our regular meeting for December the 12th, 2024, second session. I'll call it to order and we'll ask for a roll call when Miss Lisa gets seated.
Mr. Mayor. Okay. Councilmember Blevins,
Here.
Councilmember Christie,
Here.
Councilmember Ewing,
Present.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Here.
Councilmember Noel,
Here.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Here.
Mr. Mayor, you do have a quorum. All members are present.
Okay, I need a motion to adopt the agenda for this portion of the meeting. Do I have that motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, any opposed? All right, at this time, the election of vice mayor pursuant to the city charter, Article 3, Section 2, subsection C. This is a city council nomination, so I'll call for nominations from the floor for vice mayor for the next 2 years.
Nominate William Christie.
Okay, we have the nomination of Mr. William Christie. We have a second on Mr. Christie.
Second.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations? If not, we'll close nominations. And we will ask for, is that a roll call vote, Lisa?
I have it just as a first and second.
Okay.
And all in favor.
Okay. All in favor of Mr. Christie to continue as our vice mayor? He's been our vice mayor for the last 2 years. Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you. All right, the next item is appointment of a council representative to Shelbyville Power Board and pursuant to City Charter Article 17, Section 17.3, subsection A. That is a council appointment. And so I'll ask for nominations from the floor for a city council member to represent us on the Shelbyville Power, Water, and Sewer Board. Do I have a nomination?
Nominate William Christie.
Okay. We have Mr. Christie also nominated for that. Do we have a second on Mr. Christie?
Second.
Okay. Do we have any other nominations? All right, we'll close nominations at this time, and I'll ask for a voice vote. All those in favor of Mr. Christie serving on the Shelbyville Power, Water, and Sewer Board for the next 2 years, would you give me an aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right. Very good. All right. The mayor appointments of various city boards. Okay. I've taken into consideration what you folks have kind of given me information on and what your background was and things like that. I'll always try to do that and to give everybody a chance to serve, and we can move things around as we move forward. The first appointment is to the ADA Authority Board, and our current representative had been Ms. Isaacs. We're asking Councilmember Ewing to take that position. These are very important, folks. If you're appointed to these as council members of these boards or committees, we ask you to represent us there and give us feedback on what's going on those different boards. Okay, the Airport Authority Board is the second one. Councilmember Turnbow is our current representative on the Airport Board. And Councilmember Turnbow, I'm asking him to serve once again on that Airport Authority Board. Okay, the Bedford County Railroad Board. Councilmember Hale has been our representative there. And I am asking Councilmember Blevins to take that position. That is the Bedford County Railroad Authority Board. The next item is the Bedford County Public Library. Councilmember Feldhouse had been our member on there, but the term limits, they had to limit that. So I'm going to ask Councilmember Noel to represent us on the Bedford County Library Board. Thank you. The bid committee, there's 2 representatives from the city council. It's been Mr. Feldhouse and Ms. Ewing. And I'm going to ask council members Feldhouse and Blevins to now serve on that bid committee. Feldhouse does a great job on that. All right, Board of Construction Appeals, Councilmember Turnbow has been the current representative, and we'll ask Councilmember Turnbow to serve on that again. They don't meet all the time, but just when needed. Board of Zoning Appeals, Councilmember Isaacs has been our representative there, and I'm going to ask Councilmember Noel to serve on the Board of Zoning Appeals for the city of Shelbyville. Community Development Board, Councilmember Feldhouse has been our representative there, and I'm going to ask if Councilmember Feldhouse, Henry, if you would serve again for the Community Development Board. Employee Pension Committee, there's 2 representatives there from the City Council. Councilmember Feldhouse and Councilmember Hale have been representing us. I'm going to ask Councilmember Feldhouse if he would continue to do that. He does a great job there. And also add Councilmember Christie on that one. That's the pension committee for our employees. Historical Zoning Commission. Councilmember Ewing is our current representative. I'm going to ask Councilmember Ewing if she would continue to do that. Industrial Development Board. Councilmember Christie is our current representative, and we'll ask Councilmember Christie to serve on that once again. I think he's the secretary for that board. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Parks and Recreation Board. Councilmember Hale has been serving in that position, and we're going to ask Councilmember Turnbow to take that position to give him a little experience there. Councilmember Turnbow will be our representative for the Parks and Recreation Board. Planning Commission. Councilmember Turnbow has been in that position, and we are asking Councilmember Blevins to take that seat on the Planning Commission. Public Works Committee. Councilmember Hale has been on our Public Works Committee, and we're going to ask Councilmember Feldhouse if he would to be on the Public Works Committee for the city of Shelbyville. Okay. We have, and I don't think it's on your agenda. I don't see it. It's right here. Yes. Yeah, I see. Okay, the appointment of the city council representative for the Senior Citizens Board. And Councilmember Ewing is currently serving there, and we're going to ask Councilmember Ewing to continue to serve on the Senior Citizens Center Board. Skills Development, Councilmember Isaacs has been representing us there. I'm going to ask Councilmember Noel to serve on the Skills Development Board. The Child Development Center, Councilmember Christie has been representing us there, and we're going to continue to ask Councilmember Christie to serve there. We don't know if that's a board appointment or not. We think it is, but Mr. Christie has been serving in that one. Okay, any questions or any comments on that, folks? Did we get every one of them, Lisa, it looks like?
I believe so, yes, sir.
Okay. All right, consideration of a motion to allow our city attorney to read captions only on the ordinances and resolutions. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Motion approved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ginger, please.
Thank you, Mayor. This is your first ordinance, and this is on first reading. An ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of all portions of approximately 6.8 plus or minus acres owned by DCC Strategic Realty Partners LLC, located west of Green Lane, further referenced in Bedford County tax records as tax map 78 parcel 11.03 and is attached as Exhibit A from residential 2, the medium low density residential district, to residential 3A, the medium high density residential district, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith. This comes with a unfavorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Okay. Do we have a motion on that, to approve or to not approve?
Make a
I
motion,
guess is the way I need to ask that. Is that correct?
make a motion not to approve.
Okay. So a motion not to approve, that based on the, unfavorable recommendations from planning commission. Do I have a second?
Mr. Blevins.
Okay. All right. Roll call vote. Is there any discussion first on that?
Would you like me?
Tom?
This property is, see up on the slide, is located west of Green Lane on, between Archery. It's this parcel here, 11.03, which is 6.8 acres. The request is for rezoning to R3A. In the future land use map, you can see it's mixed density residential character area, which does permit the R3A under certain criteria. It's currently zoned R2. And I think this one might best show it. To the south is a mobile home park. Most of the buildings within that development are single-family residential. The criteria you can see at the very top, R3A does permit under 4 bullet points there, and it meets only one of them. I put together a density, gross density, I should say. At the current level of 6.8 acres, you have 29.62. But I will add that this area has a lot of sinkholes. Under R3, it is 33% higher that you can actually develop it for. Under R3A, it is 2 times greater. It received an unfavorable recommendation for review and adoption by the Planning Commission.
Okay. Thank you, Tom. Okay, any discussion or questions for Tom while he's here? Okay, we've got a motion and a second not to approve this. Can we have a roll call vote if we don't have any discussion?
Councilmember Turnbull.
Which way? Yes.
If you, I'll explain. If you wish to not approve it, you will vote yes when I call your name.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
That motion passed to not approve, therefore the ordinance failed on first reading. It will not come back to the council.
Okay, Jim.
Okay. Mayor, your second ordinance, and this is also on first reading, is an ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of all portions of approximately 5.85 acres plus or minus owned by DCC Strategic Realty Partners, LLC, addressed as 900 Whitthorne Street and further referenced in Bedford County tax maps as tax map 78N, Group F, Parcel 16, and attached as Exhibit A, an exhibit final plat from Residential 3, Medium Density Residential District to Residential 3A, Medium High Density Residential District, and repealing any ordinance or portion of an ordinance in conflict therewith. And let me state that due to the fact of the holidays, November, the caption of this ordinance on your agenda is not the same as it was presented to the Planning Commission. It's the exact same property. The caption is a little bit different. So that will be amended and corrected on your next, if it passes here and it shows up on your agenda in November. So just noting that it's a little bit different on your agenda. Same property, you can see it's the exact same tax map and parcel number. This did come from your planning commission with a favorable recommendation.
And this is first reading. This is property I think the gentleman was talking about, right around that property right there. Okay, do we have a motion on that ordinance for or against the
Mr. Mayor,
rezoning of that?
I would like to make a motion to possibly do a little more study or deferring this, on speaking not only with Mr. Smith, I have walked that particular area as it is in my ward. And in speaking with several of the residents and concerned citizens there, even though it could have been a different, or it is a different developer that, placed the duplexes there, there are concerns with those individuals having two different addresses for mail and the other from the Shelbyville Power, Water and Sewage. So that seems to be an issue definitely with those residents. And I feel like we should probably clean up what's going on with that development and what's going on with them before you have a building project disturbing them just beside or behind them. Also, I'm seeing that if there are no comments again for the police department, we've mentioned this, I talked about it, the police, the fire, just next to this proposed development, of course, is the Barksdale, Bedford Manor area. And, the residents were complaining with a lot of activity going on there. There is a very bad intersection, of course, as we know, but planning, as you could see, is the intent to improve the intersection as previously discussed, question mark, and it has general comment. So to me, I feel like that is not something that is definitely engraved in stone. And I've spoken with the developer, but this needs to be in concrete pretty much as to what may take place upon its passage. But first of all, again, those residents, especially the duplexes, are having an issue. They can't have two addresses. And maybe that's something that they personally need to address with Shelbyville Power or the post office, but I don't know why there would be confusion there.
Okay. Okay. And I think there was a verbal agreement about changing that intersection, but we didn't have
Yes,
anything in writing.
yes, and I feel.
Is that right, Tom?
I feel strongly the developer will do this, but we just can't go on a handshake, I guess.
In rezoning applications, there are no conditions in the zoning. So whenever there's rezoning, it's based off of our adopted maps and plans. And then any type of improvements would happen under a subdivision application.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so
So you're asking to defer.
pretty much that, those issues, I think, from the previous developer with the duplexes, I think that needs to be clarified, straightened out. I think those residents, deserve to be happy and satisfied, living under one address, not two. I've always had a concern with the access roads. I understand there's only going to be one entrance and exit, one access. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, and it went from 51 units to 33? Is that correct? And minus the Airbnbs?
Under the gross density, you see that the 5.85 acres is 33.97 under R3, and R3A would allow 50.96 gross, which is about 27% higher.
Okay. Do I have a motion to, a second to defer this decision? Can I do that?
Motion to defer. Second. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I have a motion and a second to defer this. Any other discussion on this particular item?
I think Lisa's probably confused as to what I mean.
Yes, ma'am. I understand you want to defer it, but I need to ask, do you want to defer it to come back here next month? Do you want to defer it back to the planning commission? Just need a little bit of clarity about what your deferral means.
Planning? Now, this was a 7-1 vote. Is that correct? I'm not sure what the one issue was, but I don't want to play tennis again in volleyball with this. So I guess what I'm asking, if that particular developer, maybe, for the current duplexes, could
I defer to next month.
Yeah.
Defer to next month with the more discussion with the developer. Is that kind of what we're looking at?
do not defer it to the planning.
To next month's council meeting.
Yes.
And it'll be a first reading ordinance next month.
Mr. Turner?
It's your second time to be here to speak, isn't it? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
It-
Nobody, nothing's changed since you was here the first time.
No.
Okay.
And, I just appreciate my voice being heard.
You're welcome.
Okay. And Bob, you still have the second on?
Yeah.
Okay, the deferral. Okay. Any other discussion on that? Do we need a roll call, Lisa?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The motion on the floor is to defer this item to the January study session and business meeting as a first reading ordinance. If you agree with that, you'll say yes when I call your name. I'm sorry.
Mr. Mayor, can I say one more thing? Mr. Patrick mentioned the fact that upon developing those current duplexes on down from him, there was a mention or promise of a fence to go on his property just beside those duplexes. I was just there yesterday and it wasn't there. Did it go up today?
It did not go
So,
today.
but, you know, I think that things of that nature does not sit well. If that were.
In my opinion of the development might change because all I ask for is my safety and my security.
Yeah.
And people cut across because I'm a quarter lot as it is.
Yeah.
I don't feel safe at times.
Well, it's a lot of things that's
Can we
going
get
there.
folks to look into that or Tom and looking to see if they need to put up a barrier? Tom, would you be the one to look at that about the barrier or would that be code?
That'd be code.
Is it required?
It is not required. So I can ask who or I can find out who the property owner is. Certainly.
Hey, I've got one sitting right over on the south side right now. There was supposed to have been a privacy fence put up upon completion. The occupancy permit was issued and there still ain't no fence.
Well, we can't let that.
I agree,
I mean,
I agree.
that's-
They blow them off, if they
And,
can
and,
blow them
and
off.
the reason I go back to the comments from the police, the fire, the building and codes, no comments, satisfied. Talking to the residents today, it's unbelievable at the Barksdale Bedford Manor where the stop signs are being run, there's an accident all the time. It's just all kinds of activity out there, but the police has no comment at this time, it's all satisfied. So that really does not sit well.
Okay. Okay, we've got a motion and a second on the floor, ready for a roll call vote on this to defer it. If you would, go ahead and do the roll call, Ms. Lee.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tom, can you look into that about barriers and if we need,
Yes, sir.
if they're required, those kind
I'll
of
have
things?
answers.
It has been on, sorry to interrupt. It was on a previous, city council,
Okay.
minutes, if you want to look back.
Okay, thank you. Okay, all right, C, please, Ginger.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Council.
This is your third ordinance, and this also is on first reading. An ordinance of the city of Shelbyville, Tennessee to approve the rezoning of all portions of approximately 1.7 plus or minus acres owned by DCC Strategic Realty Partners LLC. Addressed as 426 Dover Street and further referenced in Bedford County tax records as tax map 79, parcel 41, and attached as Exhibit A from Residential 1 Low Density Residential District to Residential 2, the Medium Low Density Residential District, and repealing any ordinance or portion of ordinance in conflict therewith. This ordinance came out with a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that, rezoning?
Motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all right, any discussion on that one? All right, let's have a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, resolution, Ginger.
Only one resolution for you this evening. It is a resolution of the City of Shelbyville, Tennessee, authorizing a grant application from FEMA Homeland Security for the Assistance to Firefighters Operation and Safety Grant known as AFG.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve that resolution authorizing that grant application?
So moved.
All right, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Okay. At least on these business items, we're gonna need to vote every time on each one of them.
Yes, sir, because of the swearing in ceremony and
Yeah.
old business and new business being split, we have a consent.
Okay. All right, business items. A is a consideration of a motion to approve the accounts payable for November 2024. Do I have a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye, or is there any discussion on it?
Accounts payable has to be a roll call, anything.
Okay, roll call, okay.
Yes.
All right,
Councilmember Christie,
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Thank you.
thank you, Lisa. Okay, consideration of a motion to accept various department reports, November of 2024. Do I have a motion to approve that, the reports from November 2024?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion on that? All in favor on that one?
Aye.
All right, any opposed? All right, C is consideration of a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for October and November of 2024. Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's reports? Treasurer Kay is, Parker's with us? Okay, you have a motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, D is consideration of a motion to move the January study session from Tuesday, December the 31st, 2024 to Thursday, January the 2nd, 2025. Do I have a motion to move that?
No move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. All right, E is a consideration of a motion to approve and authorize the mayor and city attorney to sign the work order for professional engineering services from Garver LLC to develop utility corridors to serve existing and future hangar development within the midfield development area at the Shelbyville Municipal Airport. Do I have a motion to approve that and authorize us to sign that?
Motion to approve.
All right, a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on that? All right, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, consideration of a motion to approve the updated fee schedule for Shelbyville Parks and Recreation rental fees to become effective January the 1st, 2025. All right, do I have a motion to approve that updated fee schedule?
Motion to approve.
All right, do I have a second?
I got Ms. Noel as the first,
Okay.
Mr. Turnbow. is second.
Okay, all right. All right. Any discussion on those?
I got a
Got it in the paper today.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we rent out space in our dog park that's not on the field? I had a request, somebody, evidently some trainer or something's got something going on there. Do we rent that?
That is a partnership. We don't rent it out. We program that out. So, but it's not rented and it's not rentable either.
That clear? Okay. All right. All right, I've got a motion and a second on that, and I need a roll call vote.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow,
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse,
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, consideration of a motion to authorize a $5,000 sponsorship for the Connected Community 5K to be held on May the 10th, 2025. Staff recommends funds come from the Hotel Motel Fund for Tourism. Do I have a motion to approve that? Do we have a second?
I have Miss Noel for a second.
Okay. All right, any discussion on that? All right, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Ewing,
Yes.
Councilmember Noel,
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins,
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, purchasing and bid awards. A is a consideration of a motion to approve purchase of 2024 Ford Maverick all-wheel drive crew cab truck for the codes departments from Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, Tennessee, through a Tennessee statewide contract 209-80355 in the total amount of $29,979. The fiscal year 25 budgeted amount was $35,000 in the capital fund, so we saved a little money there. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Motion.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? If not, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Feldhouse.
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing.
Yes.
Councilmember Noel.
Yes.
Councilmember Christie.
Yes.
Councilmember Blevins.
Yes.
Councilmember Turnbow.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, B is consideration of a motion to approve the low bidder, Curl Construction, War Trace, Tennessee, in the amount of $575,060 for the Spring Street improvements, Phase 1, McGrew Parking Area Project. Do I have a motion to approve that?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Are there, timelines for this to happen? This is not gonna be another one of them 6-month deals like Henry had. Is there a timeline to this completion? I know, Will.
Got a timeline, Will?
Is there a timeline to this, Will, where we don't get hung out like we did on this other?
Not, so if you award the additive alternate in addition to the base bid, it's 120 calendar days.
Okay.
So the anticipation would be that the conduit work would be done through the cold months, and then once the weather turns warm, we can get the paving done and get the parking striped.
Okay.
Good question. Councilmember Turnbow, any other questions for Will?
I have a question. Does this seem fair and reasonable price to you?
From what we've seen recently, it's within line with what we've witnessed recently on unit prices. It is, the breakdown is it's actually about $325,000 worth of electrical improvements, both the conduit and the new lights and preparing for going underground on Spring Street. And so the actual paving and the sidewalk work is only about $250,000 of the stuff. So that's, conduit is not cheap.
All the stuff you don't get to see.
Correct, all the non-pretty stuff that unfortunately doesn't get appreciated as much. So.
Okay.
How many additional parking?
We're almost doubling. So there's, and Scott may have the numbers, Buck may have the numbers, but I want to say it's somewhere in the realm of existing. There's around 30, and we're going to around 60 is where we're headed.
And this is free parking for the public?
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. And we will be coordinating with the Fly on any spring programming that they have, so we make sure that we're not disrupting any major events that they have during the spring when we're doing the paving.
Good deal. Okay. Any other questions for Will? All right, I'll entertain a motion, please, to approve that.
I move we award the bid.
Okay.
Second.
Second. Okay. All right, any other discussion? If not, let's have a roll call vote.
Councilmember Turnbow?
Yeah.
Councilmember Brennan? Councilmember Christie?
Yes.
Councilmember Noel?
Yes.
Councilmember Ewing?
Yes.
Councilmember Feldhouse?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I did not have time to stop and get Snickers, so I'll see you next time.
I noticed you didn't say that before we voted.
That's right.
Smart man.
Thank you, Will.
See, Will.
Okay, the appointments, there's a planning commission, 3 seats, 3-year term. 3 of those seats are up for reappointment or for new appointments. And I have asked to defer that to January since we had so much on the docket. The BZA, we've got 2 seats, 2-year term, 2 folks that are seated already, and we'll look at reappointing them or 2 new members there. And that's also a mayoral appointment, and I've asked to defer that till January also. Okay. All right, announcements. Does anyone want to make the announcements instead of me?
Glad to do it.
All right.
City Hall will be closed on Tuesday, December 24th, and Wednesday, December 25th, in observation of the Christmas holidays. Public Works offices will be closed on Tuesday, December 24th, for Christmas Eve. Tuesday's trash will be picked up on Monday, the 23rd, with Monday's regular route. The Public Works offices will also be closed on Wednesday, December 25th, for Christmas Day. And Wednesday's trash will be picked up on Thursday, the 26th, with Thursday's regular route. City Hall and Public Works will be closed on Wednesday, January 1st, in observation of the New Year's Day. Wednesday's trash will be picked up on Thursday, January 2nd, with Thursday's regular route.
Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn if there's no other business?
Let's adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye. We're adjourned.